Alright, so the way you upload your book to Amazon is by something that's called Amazon KDP, or Kindle Direct Publishing. So this can be a paper book, this can be a comic, this can be a ebook. It just depends on what you're uploading. Yes, Amazon does have their own way of how they want their dimensions to typically be based on what you're going to be doing, because like let's say a paperback book, if it's going to need like borders and all that, you want to have the dimensions be right, but they do give you a thing to kind of help with that also. So the great thing about this, if you already have an Amazon account, you already have access to Amazon KDP. It's not that you have to sign up for Amazon, then an Amazon KDP. If you don't have access to Amazon as yet, or you don't have an account as yet, just sign up for Amazon and you can always you'll have access to this. I'm going to show you how to upload it. So this is not so this is in the event that you already have your book ready and you just kind of want it to be on Amazon also. Just kind of going through to show you what that process would look like, so you have an idea. So it's nothing too hard to do. It's just hopefully this helps. So what you're gonna do, the simplest way is just type in KDP into Google, and this will be the first one that pops up. So what you're gonna do, look for it. It's Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP Amazon, kdp.amazon.com. Click on that. So with this you're able to sign up, so you can join KDP, or you can sign in if you already have the account. So if you already have Amazon, like I mentioned, that means you already have KDP also as a default. So there are many different types of books, so it more depends on what type that you want it to be. If it's going to be a print book or an ebook, you get to decide. If you want to have one book, you're going to have it on both like types of a physical copy and an e-copy. You can do that also. So it's not just in like the US it will be available, it's worldwide. You have the UK version, you have the European version. There's a lot of different ways, different subways within the KDP program that you can actually use. So they even have something that's called Kindle KDP Select Publishing, which kind of changes the way how the book would be shown. But just to keep it simple, because I don't need to go through that now. So first thing you're gonna do is just sign in or sign up. So depending on so if you already have Amazon account, as I mentioned, that makes it a bit easier. So sign in, and you're gonna put in your email or which one is associated with your Amazon account. So just give me a second here. Alright, so once you've successfully gotten in, you're gonna see something that looks kind of like this. So because I've uploaded a couple of books already, this is why mine kind of has these on what's called the bookshelf. But if you're gonna be creating from new, this is the part that you need to be aware of. So you're gonna create, manage, and publish. So you can create new titles or series also. So let's say you have like let's say you're a fantasy writer and you already have a series of books that you want to upload at once. You can always do it that way. They also, with this, they give you a free ISBN number. So that's kind of a number that would typically, if you're going to be publishing, they're going to give you a number that's unique to your book. So that makes it a bit easier. So what you're gonna do, let's just hit the create button and see what shows up, then we can kind of go from there. So it depends on what you want to do. So if it's gonna be a Kindle, you can do it this way. If it's gonna be a paperback, if you're gonna do like a hardcover book, so let's say you have that desire to make like a book that's like a traditional hardcover, you can do that also. The other one, if you have a series, right, you can upload that, so you can create it like a series page also. So let's just go to the, let's say I have an ebook. Let's go to create the ebook. So you're gonna see this. So there are 3 stages of progress that you'll go through. So you have the Kindle ebook details. You can add the Kindle ebook content, and you're gonna set your pricing based on what you believe that this ebook will sell for. A tip I'd have for that: hopefully you're not creating a brand new ebook, like a brand new thing that's never been like tried before, because that's going to be kind of harder to price and all that. But if it's a case where you already kind of have an idea of the pricing that similar books go for, you can always go to Amazon, go to the Kindle section, and kind of look through what those books that are similar to yours are kind of selling for. So I'm saying you have to price it as the same, but you can always look at that and kind of get an idea. And it's not a case that you have to like stick to one price forever. You are in full control here, so you get to decide if you want it to be a certain price today, if you want to change it tomorrow. Let's say doing some kind of special because it's Christmas season now, or some reading day event, you want to make it a bit cheaper. You can always do that. So you can choose the language first here. You can choose the book title. As I mentioned, if it's like a part of a series, they also give you steps on how to do that too. So it makes it a bit easier for you than instead of having to like do so one by one. You can always do that. They give you the edition number. If you have multiple authors, you can always add your name as a primary author or somebody else who is the main author, and then the contributors, you can always add those too. You can add your description, publishing rights. So if it's a case where you own the rights, or it's a case of if it's a public domain work you want to be uploading, you can always do that. If the images for the cover are sexually explicit, or the title is so, you can choose the age range for it also. So let's say you wanted it, let's say making a children's book, or if you're making a young adult book, or if it's something that's just for adults, then you can choose the maximum age also, and you get to choose the primary marketplace you want it to be on. So as I mentioned, you have the UK, you have France, you have ES, you have Japan, you have the AU, Australia, you have Canada. All of these are options that you have. You can choose based on what you want that primary marketplace to be. So if you go with Amazon.com, that pretty much incorporates all of these also. So, and as I mentioned, you can always change this based on what you see the data being. Then you get to choose the category. So once you put in the data here, you'll be able to put in that data also. Then you put in the keywords. So this is optional, but the keywords are pretty much what somebody that's looking for your book will kind of type in. So let's say somebody that's looking for a drama fantasy series may be different from what somebody that's looking for knitting tips or knitting styles would be looking for. It would be different. So based on what your keywords would be, you can always put those in, and it helps to find your book. So if it's a case where your book, if you're not fully ready to like upload it and have it be ready as yet, you can always put it under pre-order. That means that somebody can order the book before it's live on Amazon directly. So they can pre-order it, and you can look into the pre-order option. So they can, if you want to learn more about that, you can always do that. So once you put in all this information here, then you go on to the next step. So because I'm putting the data here, you're not gonna see the next step yet, but so with the next step, what you're gonna do is put pretty much the content of the book. So that means the dimensions for the interior, the exterior, it's any details you think the person that's reading it may need to have. You put in like the table of contents, Another tool that you'll get familiar with too is the once you're doing the formatting and everything, that's where this part comes in the middle section. So the main tool that you'd use primarily is one I have downloaded already. It's kind of taking a while to open now, but there's this tool called Kindle Create, which is a tool that you can actually download from Amazon directly. So what this tool does is it gives you not only the dimensions you're going to be working with, but it gives you a lot more insight into how the book can look, pretty much. So let's say go to create new. All right, let's just kind of open a existing file that I have. All right, let's open that, and this kind of gives you a lot to kind of work with. So you can work on your acknowledgement, your introduction, all this. You can also add like other books by the author. You can choose the theme, the print settings. You can do a preview, and then you can export the file. And the exported file type is what's acceptable by Amazon. So after you go through that whole process, the next part would be pricing. So again, with the middle section here, I already did a video on the dimensions already. I made do updated version of that too, but they do have a guide that you can actually use to make that part a bit easier for you. So based on your dimensions of your book, they'll kind of give you an idea of what works well typically on Amazon, like their official dimensions guide. So you can kind of edit for that and then make it a bit easier on the reader based on what's typically looked for. So yeah, and then you put in your pricing. So say you can make it free if you want. You can make it up excruciatingly high amount if you want to. Also, it's just a matter of where you feel comfortable with. So after that, you'll go through like your reports. That's like your how many people buy the book, how many people have purchased it over time. So it's like a monthly report. So you can look through marketing if you want to do like paid ads for it to, like, let's say, do the promotions aspect also. But yeah, so as much, it's not that hard. It's it's a lot to kind of go through step by step and get done in that sense. But if you're a writer and you've gone through and actually written that book, this part is pretty much not gonna be the hardest part for you. So yeah, so let's say you are going step by step and you don't feel like you don't have all the information at one time. You can save it as a draft right here. Save it as a draft, and then move forward when you feel you have everything kind of completed. And if it's a case where you may have written something, you can always go through, as I mentioned, and change it. Once again, it's called Kindle Direct Publishing. All right, so Amazon also has a platform. You can use also there are a couple of other bookshelves that you can use if you don't want to use KDP, but KDP is one of the most popular. So I think too, if you do go with the Select Kindle Select program, it's a case that you're not able to do for a set amount of time. You won't be able to publish on other platforms because the way how it works, it's like you're locked into the program until the time expires. But they'll give you details on that also. Or if you want me to go into that program more, I can always do that too. But yeah, go ahead, upload your book. Or if you want, I don't know, me to do it for you, I guess I could do that too. I may charge you, but it's not, as I say, it's not that hard. It's something that you can do if you have the time, or if you want me to. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. And go ahead and upload your book, and go ahead and get to that bestseller status. All right.